So to make him feel better, she kneeled down to look. But instead of just dust and toys, she saw a grown man laying in the bed.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be reacting to some Zach D films. I've been seeing some very wild videos from him.
They farted into glass.
Hey yo! I wanted to share with you guys and see how you guys will enjoy them because I mean, they were pretty interesting. I mean, we'll see what the hell we're about to get into, but from what I can tell, they're pretty weird. Let's get right into the video. How giant rats clear landmine.
When a giant rat steps on a landmine, you might think it would explode, but they're actually too light to set the explosive charge off. And that's why hundreds of these trained rats are released into dangerous fields. You see, rats have an incredible sense of smell, allowing them to detect the scent of explosives buried in the dirt. When they find one, they simply scratch at the ground to mark the spot. Humans then follow behind, safely removing them.
Wait, wouldn't the landmine still kill the soldier because it's like shrapnel, bro? Like what? Subscribe for daily videos. We're posting every single day. Turn on notifications right now. Woman breaks into homes and cleans them.
She broke into the house, grabbed the vacuum, plugged it in, and began to clean. Next, she
That's a good woman right there, Chad. That's a good woman. Her mother taught her well.
Washed the dishes and took out the trash. And when she was done, she left a bill for her services. When the owners came home, they were confused, thinking she was sent to the wrong house. But when they called, the woman confessed she broke into houses all the time. She did this to promote her cleaning business. But when police found out, she was finally charged with trespassing.
Bro, imagine she gets arrested for being a good woman. Like, imagine. You get arrested for being a good woman. She needs to be released and handed $1 million. The secret tunnels behind the White House. All right, let's see. This sounds kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
The president would escape through a tunnel.
Hey,
if the
yo,
White House
bro, why is he walking like that, bro? Walking like he got something in his crack, bro.
Bombed. At over 700 feet long, this tunnel stretches all the way to the Treasury building across the street.
And why are they leaking this info, bro? Like, now everyone knows, bro. Like, what?
And it zigzags underground, which allows it to absorb shock waves from bombs falling above. On the other side is a luxury bunker, carved out of granite and sealed like a vault. Even in times of peace, the tunnel is heavily guarded, making sure there's always an escape route just in case.
Bro, imagine that actually happened IRL, chat. What would y'all do, bro? Would y'all call the president, bro, and ask him for some help? No, I'm playing. Why ninjas walk like rabbits?
They place the ball of one foot on top of their hand, with their palm facing down. And with the next step, the other foot does the same.
This is what they actually used to do, bro? Ain't no way dudes in Assassin's Creed used to doing this, bro. No way, bro.
Now this allows their feet to rest slightly on their hands without touching the ground. And it keeps their weight spread out, which means they can walk over twigs without snapping them. Even though it was slow, it let them move silently toward their target, giving them the element of surprise.
I can't lie, bro. He be annihilating these NPCs in his videos, bro. Like, the most gruesome deaths ever, bro. Like, just give him a chance, bro. Oh my god. An island of toenail clippings? Bro,
if
what?
everyone on Earth clipped their toenails and threw them into the ocean, you might think they'd float and blanket a huge area. But toenails don't actually float, so they would pile up at the bottom of the ocean. As over 82 billion clippings rain down, it would choke fish and smother the seafloor until a massive pile broke through the surface. And after this global clipping, you would have a walkable Toenail Island, 10 times bigger than Central Park.
That is the nastiest thing these guys ever come up with, bro. They imagine all the dirt and the nasty clippings underneath everyone's nails. Because you know these people do not be washing their hands. They be wiping their butt with their toenails and stuff like that, bro. Like, bro, this is nasty, bro. The man who cheated death 7 times.
His train crashed into a freezing river, but he survived and claimed that he was the luckiest man in the world. The next year, he was in a plane crash.
Oh my god.
And 19 people died.
Bro, how bad is this guy's luck, bro? He almost died twice already, bro.
But he managed to land in a haystack, surviving again.
Okay, that's just God, bro. He gotta thank Jesus Christ himself, bro, because ain't no way you're that lucky, bro.
Later, he was in a bus crash, a car explosion, and 3 more serious accidents. And
okay, this guy actually might be an idiot. No, I can't lie. He actually might be, like, putting himself in dumb situations on purpose, bro. Seriously.
After surviving disaster after disaster, he ended up buying a lottery ticket and winning.
Oh, wow. Oh, I guess maybe his luck is good, I guess. That's actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Would you drink cockroach milk? Bro, what?
If you cut open a cockroach,
Ew.
you'll get a tiny bit of cockroach milk. And that's because they produce this yellow goo to feed their babies, which then hardens into a crystal. Now, these crystals actually have more nutrients than cow's milk, but each roach—
Yo, would y'all eat it? Why is he even looking like this? Yo, would y'all eat cockroach milk, bro? To save your parents' life? Yes or no? In the comments, bro.
only makes a tiny amount, smaller than a grain of sand, meaning you need to milk around 3,000 of them just to fill one glass.
Yo, chat, are we milking? Are we milking cockroaches, bro?
Shut the f up!
Europeans inhaled stored farts? Bro, what?
They farted into glass
Hey, yo!
jars and sealed them tight. You see, the plague was moving through Europe, and people believed it spread through bad air. So they collected farts in jars. When they were exposed to germs, they'd quickly open a jar and breathe in the stank. The
What?
farts were supposed to be stronger than the bad air from the plague, and breathing it
Hey,
in—
yo! This can't be real, bro. They're sucking in farts? What?
Power the germs. But of course, this didn't work.
Ew!
They farted.
I ain't gonna lie, it's some freaky bro. Whoever came up with this must have been a freak, bro, but they didn't want to tell nobody, bro. This is some freaky stuff, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Tiny bugs poop inside your face? Bro,
If
what?
you zoomed in really close on your face, you'd find tiny mites crawling in your pores.
Ugh.
These microscopic bugs eat your skin's natural oils, but they have no way to poop it out, meaning the poop builds up inside their bodies.
Okay, chat, is this real? That means it's in our face right now, bro. What? Ain't no way, bro. Y'all nasty. Y'all got poop in y'all's face, bro.
Throughout their lives. And when they finally die, all that stored up waste spills out onto your skin. Your immune system freaks out, causing red bumps and swelling. So if your face turns red and irritated, it's probably because of poop.
Ooh, that means you gotta wash your face every second minute of the hour, bro. Otherwise, you're gonna get poop face, bro. Gaming headset stops bullets.
The bullet shot towards the house, going through the window and heading straight for his head. But he was playing games at his desk and wearing a headset. And instead of piercing through his skull, the bullet hit the headset first. The thick padding and metal inside deflected the bullet, sending it safely away.
Bro, imagine he was playing COD and he just didn't even notice it, bro.
Shocked, he pulled off the broken headset and realized that it had just saved his life.
Whoa, oh my god. Bro, who was shooting bullets, bro? Did he get arrested, bro? Hi, I'm the guy in the video. Why you shouldn't eat before surgery?
If you eat before surgery, the anesthetic will make your stomach muscles relax.
Oh, hell
and if
no.
they relax too much, food can come back up your throat. But because your throat muscles are also relaxed, you can't cough it up or swallow it. As you breathe, the food can get stuck into your lungs
Ew,
instead.
that is literally poop. That is poop, bro.
This blocks your airways, causing you to choke and die, which is why it's better to go hungry before the operation.
Okay, that was kind of scary. Okay. All right, thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. She hired a hitman.
She paid him $7,000 to break into her house and kill her husband.
What?
And when she got home,
Bro, she even looks psycho, bro.
she found police
Wait, hold on. Is that a guy I just saw, bro? Ain't no way.
taking off the crime scene. She put on a show, screaming and pretending to be shocked. But she was secretly
Hey,
excited
yo, why is she making the face, bro? What the?
to get her dead husband's money. When the police
Hey.
questioned her, she gave a list of suspects. But that's when her husband walked into the room, alive. She couldn't believe it. You see, the hitman she hired was actually an undercover cop. So she spent the next 16 years paying for—
Thank God, bro. Inshallah. What the hell? How do you pay to kill your own husband, bro? And what did he do to make her want that? Because all that got, like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, she can't be in the wrong, actually. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Bro, with that gap, there's just no way she's in the wrong, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's just no way, bro. Like, come on, bro. Curse of Pharaoh's tomb.
When they opened the ancient tomb, they found treasures hidden for thousands of years.
Oh
But
my
later,
God.
A man who entered the tomb ended up dying from an infected bug bite.
Oh.
And another man who was there was found dead after being smothered in his bed.
What?
Then someone else connected to the discovery was shot by his wife, killing him instantly.
Okay, that's just weird. I ain't gonna lie, that is getting kind of weird, not gonna lie.
In total, 8 people present when the tomb was opened died in strange ways in the years that followed. Panic spread among the explorers as they wondered who was next.
Okay, bro, that is freaky, bro. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Now, that is freaky, bro. How the hell you get cursed from goddamn Pharaoh, bro, just for looking at it? He didn't even take it, you just looked at it, bro, just touched it. How the hell you get caught up with that, bruh? Jumping into a pool of stomach acid, bro, what the hell?
If over 1 million people somehow pulled out their stomachs, the acid could fill a pool about this size. And if you jumped in, after a few minutes, you'd feel a horrible burning sensation as your outer layers of skin started to melt away.
Yo!
If you stayed in for hours, they would keep breaking you down layer by layer, eating through your muscles and tissues. And after a few days,
yo, chat, is this real?
your body would literally start falling apart as the acid dissolved it, turning you into a slimy mess.
Chat, is this real? The Great Escape of Henry Box Brown.
They sealed him inside with just a little bread and water and mailed the box to Philadelphia.
Okay.
For 27
Was he a slave?
hours,
I think they're trafficking a slave.
sat cramped in the tiny space, enduring sweltering heat and rough handling. He even spent 20 miles upside down as the box traveled by boat. But finally, the box arrived over 200 miles from where it started. And when it was pried open, he emerged, finally a free man.
Oh, he was a slave, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it's probably top 3 ways to dip, bro. He said, screw Harriet Tubman, I'm going my own way, bro. Literally. Knockin in Space. Hey, yo, what was knocking, bro?
It was his first time alone in space, drifting quietly over the Earth. Then suddenly, he heard something. It sounded like someone was tapping on the hull of the spacecraft with a wooden hammer.
Imagine you in space, bro. There's supposed to be no one, no humans, or no nothing except for you and the people in the aircraft, bro. And you hear something outside of it, bro. Like, bro, I'm calling the name of Jesus Christ, bro.
But he was completely alone inside. He looked out the window, seeing nothing. Putting his ear to the wall, he listened carefully. Still, no explanation. You see, it's actually impossible to hear anything in space, since there's no air to carry sound. Astronauts on other missions reported hearing the same sound. And when they tried to replicate it on the inside, nothing matched.
What the?
Now, some think it was the spacecraft expanding and contracting from temperature changes. But others wonder if something else was out there.
Hey, yo, bro. I think it's called Mass Effect. They had like, it was like a space thing where like, I was too scared as a kid to play the game. But like, I could only see like some of the images and some of the story. Bro, imagine with something like this, like demons in the spacecraft, like, bro, bro, take me back to Earth, bro. Take me back to Earth or I'm jumping out the spacecraft and bro, that's insane, bro. The city below New York. Okay, this sounds interesting.
Beneath New York would be a miniature version of the city. Air shafts would stretch up to the surface, pulling in fresh air, and a power grid hidden under the streets would keep it running. This could be used for extra housing once the city above ran out of space. But blasting out a hole this huge would be almost impossible. And even if we could, New York City would soon collapse into it, meaning the idea never took off.
Like, why would they do that? Why would they blow up a hole below the city with like all those skyscrapers and humans, bro? Like, who would have thought that was a good idea in the first place? He hid in the jungle for 30 years.
Thousands of leaflets dropped from the sky, telling him that World War II was over. But he thought it was a trick from the enemy meant to lure him out. So he stayed hidden in the jungle, living off coconuts and stolen rice.
Bro,
he watched planes fly.
Bro, imagine all you eat is coconuts and rice, bro. Bro, what kind of eats is that's bad eats, bro?
Overhead, and thought Japan was still fighting, not realizing it was for a completely different war.
Bro, what? Bro, what? Bro, I mean, at least he's into it, bro. I give him props, bro. A real soldier.
Years later, his commander showed up and ordered him to stand down. The man saluted,
30
handed
years?
over his rifle, and finally left the war that had ended 30 years prior.
30 years, bro?
Thousands of...
Imagine being in the jungle for 30 years and eating coconuts and rice and still not wanting to leave, bro. Hey, bro, he's dedicated, bro. I'll give him that. But hey, I'm leaving after the second day, bro. On God. The Haunted Lighthouse. Let's see this one.
As they pulled up to the Haunted Lighthouse, his friend told him that anyone who went up never came back down.
Hey, yo.
No bodies, no answers, just gone forever.
Alright, that's creepy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine you go there with your friends, right? They walk up the stairs one by one, and each time you call, they don't answer, bro. Oh my God, bro.
His friend not to go, but curiosity got the better of him. He told him he would call from the top to prove he was okay. Phone in hand, he stepped through the door and disappeared up the stairs.
Oh.
The climb was long, but at the top, there was nothing, really. Just a quiet room and an ocean view. Not scary at all. He pulled out his phone, but there was no service. And that's when he noticed it. A small room off to the side.
Hey, yo.
In it was an old rotary phone, still connected. He picked it up and called his friend, and let him know he was speaking from an old phone he found in this cool room.
Okay.
The friend froze. There was no phone or room in this lighthouse.
What?
He circled the base, looked up, and saw him standing on an old rotting plank, holding his cell phone.
Hey, yo!
A gust of wind came hard off the sea. The call cut out, and only the lighthouse remained.
What? Why would they even go there, bro? For what reason are you even going there, bro? Like what? A monster under the bed?
He told the babysitter that there was a monster under his bed.
Hold on, what's all that moving back there, chat? I'm just curious. I'm just an observer, bro.
Assumed he was just imagining things. So to make him feel better, she kneeled down to look. But instead of just dust and toys, she saw a grown man laying in the bed staring at her. He leapt out as soon as she saw him, throwing her to the ground and sprinting out of the house. He ran as fast as—
No, I'm not gonna lie, that is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Imagine you 8 years old, bro, and there's something actually on your end. It's a grown bald dude, bro. It's a bald man underneath your bed, bro.
he could, but it wasn't long before he was caught and sent to jail. He told—
Bro, what? What if you had hamster cheeks? Alright, I don't know what the hell is gonna— well, I don't know what I'm about to find out, but—
higher in your mouth
hey,
if
yo.
your cheeks were like a hamster's.
I ain't gonna lie, I know some of y'all zesty boys will use this for some different things, bro. I'm not gonna say, but I know a lot of y'all be super zesty.
That's because you would have an extra 2.5 square feet of skin that would be able to stretch to your shoulders.
Hey,
the
yo.
skin would fold inward
Hey,
like
yo.
hidden pockets.
Hey,
forming deep
yo.
pouches
Hey, yo. Okay, this is just weird, bro.
that expanded into your neck. With so much space, you could fit over 60 Big Macs. And with all that food, your mouth would need to make 7 cups of saliva just to break it down and swallow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We gotta keep this power away from some of y'all, because I already know some of y'all zesty boys are gonna do some weird stuff with this power. I'm already knowing, bro.